connecting with the divine. My son, take a deep breath now. A new time has arrived, and it is not just another chapter in your story, but a sacred milestone in the timeline of your existence. I have drawn near to your path with an eternal purpose, and there is no coincidence in my arrival. I bring truths that will change the way you see life and your own worth. What was once fog is now beginning to clear, and divine clarity is invading your reality. My spirit surrounds you in this moment, and even though your mind may not understand everything, what was once promised is now beginning to break through every barrier. Are you seeking a deep spiritual transformation in your life and in the lives of those you love? Imagine attracting wealth and abundance in less than a week while blessings are poured out on you daily. It all begins with a simple 1-minute prayer. To discover how this technique can transform your reality, click the link in the first comment. Every step you take toward this journey not only benefits you but also supports our channel and the dedicated team that brings this valuable content to you. Don't wait any longer to begin this journey of spiritual and material transformation. Click now to learn more and begin your path toward a fuller and more abundant life. Nothing can resist what I have ordained, for my word is alive and effective. It is written, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11. That future begins now. No opposing voice, no diagnosis, no circumstance can silence what I have declared over you. What I now release over your life is part of my eternal, inviolable, and unchangeable decree. I did not enter your story to be a spectator, but to be your defender, your refuge, your ever-present God. I came to dismantle every structure that tried to diminish your hope, silence your dreams, suffocate your needs, and darken your peace. And in this very moment, I declare, you are standing because I uphold you. You are alive because I called you. And you will keep going, because heaven is clearing the path before you. Comment, God is now undoing everything that tried to stop me. This is no ordinary time. It is the turning point that separates what was from what is now beginning to be born. My child, I saw you waiting with faith, even through tears. I saw your silent prayers, with an open heart full of pain. I saw your perseverance even when no one else believed. And that is why today, with all the authority of heaven, I declare, the time of revelation has arrived. Everything that seemed stuck will begin to move with speed. What seemed distant will become visible. What was held back will begin to flow in your direction. My response to you goes far beyond what you could expect. I do not bring just good news. I bring the fulfillment of what is divinely yours. I began something in your life that could not be started by human hands. And this beginning marks a sacred time. From this moment forward, your life carries an eternal seal, that you were chosen directly by me. Comment, the time of revelation has come for me. I receive it. Every beat of your heart now pulses in sync with my will. It wasn't you who invited me into your time. It was I who designed every detail of it. I marked this moment in my eternal calendar. I chose this hour because I saw that your heart was ready. I saw that your soul could no longer resist but was surrendering. I saw that your spirit was alert, and that all those who rose against you were not prepared for what I am about to do through your life. I myself shaped this scenario. You are not at the mercy of circumstances or chance. You are within a divine plan that is now beginning to manifest. And everything that seemed like delay was actually perfect alignment so that nothing would go wrong when the right time came. And that time is now. Comment, my time has come. My heart is ready for God's plan. The silence is over. My voice now echoes over you with clarity and power. This word is not for everyone, it is yours alone. I released it with my own authority. It is no coincidence that your eyes are reading this now. It is fulfillment. It is the meeting of your persevering faith with the eternal faithfulness of your Father. The heavens celebrate this hour. The earth will witness what only I could accomplish. And when you begin to live what is coming, you will understand that this is not a trial or just another test, but the fulfillment of a time I dreamed for you. I have put the gears of the invisible into motion, and now everything will start to make sense. Doubts will dissipate. Promises will materialize. And the world around you will see that I am the God who speaks and fulfills. Comment: what God promised me is being fulfilled now. Did you know there is an effective method to attract greater financial prosperity? This technique can help transform your deep-rooted beliefs and change the way you perceive reality. It has made a significant impact in my life, and we'd love to invite you to discover this special practice. When we trust that God wants to act in our lives, we gain the courage to ask Him directly. God desires to bless each of us in a unique and wonderful way. That's why it's important to seek His blessings with faith and confidence, believing that He has a special plan for you. If you'd like to support our work and the team dedicated to creating content that inspires and transforms, we invite you to check out our product. The link is available in the first comment, so you can see how this technique might help in your journey as well. Your support helps us continue sharing messages that truly make a difference. My child, listen carefully to what I'm about to tell you. What you once thought was distant, unreachable, eternally delayed, has now arrived at the exact time. Not by coincidence, but through my hand, which moved everything, shattering delays and breaking down hindrances, so that this moment could be born in clarity. None of your tears were wasted, not a single night of silence went unnoticed. I was there for every moment your soul felt exhausted, every whispered prayer hidden within sobs. I saw your faithfulness even when your faith was bleeding. I saw your heart remain upright while everything around you fell apart. And that deeply moved my heart. You were not forgotten, abandoned, or ignored. You were being prepared. Yes, every pain that once seemed purposeless was, in fact, the frame I carefully designed to hold the scene of your revelation. Now you'll begin to understand the reason for the waiting, the pain, and the silence. Comment: I trust in God's love, He is my refuge. Everything that once felt like a burden now becomes your platform. What once felt like loss is now a crucial part of your testimony. Because, my child, I myself have come to you. I didn't send an angel, nor a prophet in your place. I came personally to ensure that what I promised is fulfilled with precision, no error, no delay. You are far too precious to me for this mission to be delegated. My love for you is personal. This blessing is not general, it's not leftover, and it's not random. It is the fulfillment of a plan I wrote long before your eyes saw the light of this world. As it is written, before I formed you in the womb I knew you, and before you were born I consecrated you. Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5. I set you apart for this very moment. And even if you don't understand every step, all you need to do is keep walking by faith. What I have prepared for you will be revealed before the eyes of those who doubted you, mocked you, and disbelieved your journey. Don't try to explain. Don't try to prove anything. Just walk. What is mine will be revealed undeniably. Comment: I was chosen by God before anything existed. You will see with your own eyes the glory of what I've prepared. Because when I bring something into existence, it is not small nor fragile. It is full of strength, covered in glory, and wrapped in eternal purpose. My hand doesn't work with scraps, but with perfection. The structures that once limited you are being shaken. The doors that were closed will open with authority before you. The impossible will begin to bow before my word. As Scripture declares, for nothing will be impossible with God, Luke chapter 1 verse 37. This is the season of restoration, reconstruction, and harvest. What seemed lost will return. What seemed lifeless will revive. Not because of your merit, but because of my goodness and my faithfulness. You dreamed small, but I dreamed big. You asked for the minimum, and I prepared the overflow. For I don't just restore, I surprise. I make all things new. I make them eternal. Comment, the impossible is bowing before the faithfulness of God. Now pay close attention, my child. You are standing at the exact point where the supernatural touches the natural. This is more than just an open door. This is a pathway fully lit before you. You once thought certain things would never happen, that some dreams had been buried for good. But here I come with what you believed you'd never see again. And I bring it in my own hands. Do not let the previous silence deceive you. The quiet you endured was never abandonment, it was strategy. While you waited in stillness, I was untying hidden knots, breaking dark alliances, dismantling traps. I closed pits that were dug for you and silenced every voice that accused you. I did it all behind the curtain, for you. Because even when others didn't see your worth, I always did. I never make mistakes when I choose. You don't need to prove yourself. My seal is upon you. And when I choose, I also empower, honor, and sustain. Comment, even in silence, God was fighting for me. While you mourned for what hadn't arrived, I was designing something infinitely greater. Your heart longed for an answer, but I was preparing you for a destiny. You asked for a solution, but I was shaping an inheritance. My apparent absence was never indifference, it was care. My zeal for you runs deeper than you can understand. I waited for your faith to grow, your hope to mature, your trust to become firm. And now, in the exact right time, I bring what not only answers your prayer but surpasses your expectation. This is not luck or coincidence. This is promise. And every promise has an owner, and that owner is you, my beloved child. No enemy will steal what I've assigned to you. No opposing voice will prevail. Your name is engraved in my plans. And nothing, absolutely nothing, will make me give up on you. Comment, God saved the best for me, in the right time. My child, what once seemed so distant, so far out of your reach, was never truly beyond your grasp. I have never left your side, even when your eyes could not see me. The silence that surrounded you was not an empty void or abandonment, but a sacred space, a hidden chamber where my mighty hand was at work. You heard no sounds because I was not speaking to your ears, but to the invisible realm where barriers are broken and where I prepare the ground for your victory. The absence of human responses was not the absence of my voice. On the contrary, it was my declaration echoing through time and space, breaking down obstacles you didn't even know existed, filling with light what darkness believed was its own domain. I was with you every moment, even when you thought you were alone. I used the stillness to strengthen the fruits you would one day harvest, preparing you for a miracle beyond all understanding. Comment, even in the darkness, God never abandoned me. During those moments when you prayed in silence, your words almost strangled by the weight on your soul, I was working behind the scenes. That time which seemed idle, a weight without end, was actually the foundation of the deepest miracle that would manifest in your life. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11. Every tear you shed in solitude, every night your hope seemed to flicker like a candle in the wind, did not go unnoticed. I heard your most intimate cries and saw the pains you tried to hide. The delay was not punishment but an invitation for you to strengthen your faith and learn to rest in me, even without understanding why so much silence. Comment: patience in waiting brings me closer to God's plan. My child, I never left you. Seasons of silence and apparent inactivity never meant I had gone away. On the contrary, in every apparent pause, I was opening doors in the spiritual realm, removing traps your spiritual enemies had set to stop you. While you saw no progress, I was working with invisible power to open paths and redirect opposing intentions. Darkness has no dominion over those I protect. In your doubts, in moments of sorrow and discouragement, I was with you, guarding you carefully and moving the pieces for your greatest good. Nothing that happens to you escapes my loving and caring gaze. Comment: God works even when I don't see action. I guarded you like one guards a precious treasure. Now, beloved child, the time has come for me to reveal what was hidden during your seasons of pain and silence. What seemed like lost time, a senseless interval, was actually a deep preparation, a safe hiding place so that blessings could be protected until the perfect moment. I do not offer mere superficial gifts, I give full and transformative revelations. Everything you endured, every difficulty you faced, has led to this moment. Preparing you was part of my plan, and now, with power and authority, I come to show myself to you in a way that will leave no doubt. Comment: God turns suffering into great blessing. I do not come with gentle words but with undeniable power. I bring no doubts but certainties. The time of uncertainty is over, and the clarity of my actions begins to manifest before your eyes. Those who doubted my work can no longer question the strength of my purpose. The road to your victory is open, and I am leading you along it without interruption. Every step you took in faith, even when everything seemed stagnant, was a decisive movement toward your triumph. I concealed your benefits so that no evil could divert what I planned for you, and now it is time to reveal what was guarded with great care. Comment: God's victory is closer than I imagine. My child, silence was not punishment, it was refuge. I hid your process so the enemy could not interfere. I kept your answers and solutions so that they would arrive at the right time, protected from negative influence. Your perseverance, even when you saw no results, became a powerful force I used to overcome obstacles. The season of quiet is ending. I have completed what was hidden. Everything you expected will be revealed, and the glory of my work will shine in your life like never before. Comment: I know God fulfills His promises. Prepare your heart, your mind, and your spirit for what is coming. The time of waiting was preparation for your swift ascent. My actions always have a defined purpose and are never in vain. Every moment of silence is a stage in fulfilling my perfect plan for you. Today, your patience receives its sacred answer. The triumph approaching will silence every voice that said I did not hear you. This moment is unlike any other. It bears the mark of heaven, the seal of my eternal will. This is not an ordinary day. The atmosphere around you is charged with a heavenly energy that there's no need to fear, no need to doubt. Just receive it, with faith, with courage, and with gratitude. What begins today will mark your life forever. This isn't just another season, this is the unfolding of your calling. And when I open a door, no one can shut it. When I declare a destiny, no one can revoke it. Nothing from your past has the power to stop you. No mistake you've made, no opinion formed against you. For I am your Father. And when I step in, I transform everything. You were born to live the extraordinary, and that's exactly what I'm bringing now. Everything that seemed stagnant is beginning to move. Everything that seemed forgotten is returning with force. Because I never forget my children. And you are mine. Comment, what God began in my life, no one can stop. And finally, listen well to what I say, walk without fear, with your eyes fixed on me. The promise now being fulfilled is not an ending, it's the beginning of a new and glorious journey. From here on, you'll witness miracles that once seemed impossible. You'll receive answers that once felt unreachable. I will be with you in every step. You will not be alone, not even for a moment. I will be your guide, your strength, your comfort, and your provider. And every part of your story, even the most painful, will be redeemed in glory. What began in tears will end in celebration. And those who once doubted will see with their own eyes that I was with you the entire time. Because I am God. I fulfill what I promise. I am faithful to the end. My beloved child, today I speak to you with deep certainty, because no circumstance, no opposing voice, no negative effect has managed to alter the balance I have set for your life. Your sincere pleas, those you often felt silent or ignored, are not old or forgotten. They are alive, powerful, and active. Every cry of yours echoes in my throne room, and I am sending effective answers, not empty words, but concrete actions that have already begun to happen in your world, even if your eyes do not fully see them yet. Prepare your heart, for I do not ask you merely to endure, but to recognize fulfillment. This day is not ordinary, it carries a sacred meaning, an invisible mark that changes everything. It is the eternity's response to your present time. This moment was spoken in realms where the course of lives is determined, where destiny is charted beyond what is visible, and your sincere petitions have intertwined with the force of my intention. It is not something fragile, something that can be undone. This promise is not a distant echo, it is a declaration that moves mountains and breaks chains. You don't need to understand everything now, I only require your willingness to receive. This is not chance, nor delay. It is a set time, a work prepared by me, made perfectly for your spiritual readiness. Notice how everything begins to change with a speed that will feel new to you, perhaps even uncomfortable, because the air you breathe is filled with my presence. Do you sense this change? It is real, tangible, and inevitable. The solution you seek is already in motion, carried by the power of my decree. Nothing and no one can stop its advance. Nothing escaped my notice, not a single sigh of yours went unanswered, not a deep desire was left to chance. The answers coming are not isolated fragments but a continuous, strong flow. I do not offer you just a single gift but a full, thoughtfully prepared unfolding that will reach every area of your life that seemed incomplete, every wound you asked to be healed, every difficulty faced. I gathered your silent requests, your deep trust, your quiet faith, and wove them into one unique and powerful declaration of fulfillment. What seemed like delay was actually my exact ordering of things, a necessary process so that everything would come perfectly. When you felt my distance, it was not abandonment. I was preparing every detail with divine care. Today, I declare there will be no more delay, no more loose fragments. What I bring is whole, unifying, restorative. I am placing something new into your life that will unite what was scattered, correct what was wrong, and make possible what seemed impossible. What you receive does not need your permission or guidance, for it has life of its own, a strong presence advancing, bringing progress, acceleration, and overflowing abundance. When I act, beloved child, I always bring everything to the completion I planned. What you are about to experience is not just any offering but undeniable evidence. Living proof that I heard every word of yours, that I guarded your path even when you felt unnoticed by others. The growing intensity you feel is because something great is forming. The manifestation is near. I am not simply returning what you asked for, I am giving you much more. While you wish to mend a small part, I chose to renew everything. You asked for relief from pain, I chose to bring full restoration to your history. You cried out for strength for one day, and I give you lasting fortitude for many years. My provisions are complete, nothing is missing from what I give you. The feeling of doors opening before you is a clear sign that the appointed time has come. Be ready for unexpected delights, for wonders, for clear confirmations, one after another. You are not merely stepping into a new opportunity, my dear, but into a succession of potentials. From this day forward, a new flow of life begins in you. Answers will come. Paths will be fully revealed. My goodness will flow without measure. You do not need to strive for this, nor prove your worth. It is not the fruit of your effort but the manifestation of my decree. You honored me in silence, now I will honor you with unmistakable evidence. Open your soul with expectation and a willing heart, for what begins today is my response, filled with my essence, guaranteed by my very nature, and nothing can stop it. What once seemed like a closed door, a shadow over your days, is now fading away. I have exchanged every denial for a sacred, irrevocable promise. The obstacles that held you back, the circumstances that imprisoned you, the silent doubts that said it was not for you, all have been silenced by my powerful decree. I noticed every barrier that made you stop, every missed opportunity that grieved you, every rejection that tested your faith. I assure you that none of these things will determine your destiny. Now I send a single proclamation that answers all those pains and blockages at once. A resonance that nothing can stand against, this is my confirmation to you. It is not a weak or hesitant consent, but a strong and clear shout establishing a new reality for your life. Trust, my child, because what I am establishing is firm and true. All your waiting, all your struggles, everything that seemed uncertain is being transformed into certainty, because I am with you, working so that everything is fulfilled in its perfect time. This is the beginning of a new journey, where my guiding hand is active, and my constant love is your strength. Receive this truth with joy, for now what opens before you is a path full of blessings, prepared by the power of my Spirit. My beloved child, listen closely to every word I bring to your heart today. The journey you have walked until now was never a matter of chance or mere coincidence. It has been a path shaped by my unseen hand, one that has never left your side, even when all seemed lost. I know the weight of limitations you have carried, the times you believed yourself confined in places where you were neither seen nor valued. I saw every moment you felt less than who you truly are. But know this, my child, what others call barriers were in fact the fertile ground where my power began to move. This is not a partial victory or a fleeting breakthrough. What I am bringing forth in your life is a total, complete, and irrevocable breakthrough in every area that once seemed locked, inaccessible, or forbidden. My confirmation is not bound to a single wish or a brief season. It extends powerfully into all your dreams, your plans, and into the very core of your being. I did not need the approval of anyone to begin what I planted inside you. I did not wait for the consent of others, nor did I heed the voices of those who tried to undermine your calling. I waited only until you were ready, deep within your spirit, to receive the fullness of what I was about to unveil, and that moment has come. For what I prepare is not born of time or circumstance, it is born of eternal promise, of an unbreakable covenant. Where others declared you unready, today I choose and confirm you. Where obstacles made progress seem impossible, I give you direction and command you to move forward without fear. Where doors were closed and access denied, I now open wide the way for your complete inclusion, without restriction. Nothing that sought to stop you can stand against the power of what I have just begun to do in your life. You will no longer chase after opportunities, they will come to you, led by my goodness and by the favor I release, which surpasses every opposition, every charge, every delay. I am not merely acting for your temporary benefit, I am reshaping the very foundations of everything around you, rearranging what seemed to reject your advance. My seal, my validation, requires no human recognition, for it manifests its own undeniable truth. You will feel this change not only within your soul but also in your daily life. You will see how situations once difficult will become easy, how twisted paths will suddenly straighten. What seemed stuck and slow will be accelerated by my goodness that breaks through every barrier. My love will untie the knots that held you back, my power will break the chains that limited you, and I will lead you to places you never dreamed possible. This is not only about receiving what you asked for, it is about receiving what I have always planned for you from the beginning. The rejection you endured was never the final chapter, it was the silence before my magnificent proclamation. Today, that proclamation rings out loud and clear, revealing you to the world in a new, true, and undeniable way. You will no longer be the one who almost made it, you will be the one I chose, the one I prepared to walk in evident victory. You will now move forward into territories where you were once ignored, rejected, or forgotten. I do not operate by human standards of approval, I lift you up regardless of what others think about your readiness. When I decree something, it is sealed, and there is no room for doubt or fear. So do not hesitate before the doors now opening before you. This is the direct result of my voice breaking through every barrier set to hold you back. My confirmation is eternal, extending beyond the present moment to define your true self. Remember, your worth is not shaped by fleeting opinions but by the divine purpose I placed within you from the moment of your creation. Move forward, my child, with courage and confidence. Every form of opposition is fading away. Feel the powerful transformation taking place around you. Soon, the world will witness irrefutable proof of my constant presence and unwavering support for one who never lost faith. I was with you even when all others doubted, when difficulties tried to drag you into despair, when you felt discarded. My presence was not passive observation, I actively intervened to defend you. I saw every moment you were made to believe something was missing in you. Every step when your path seemed to end in frustration, the marks left by struggle upon your spirit, the pressure to lower your expectations, and the absence of those who should have supported you. Yet, through it all, I held fast to the promise of your future. I would never allow your story to be written by temporary defeats or by doubt over who you truly are. They tried to diminish your value, but I redesigned your entire path. This was not a mere correction, I removed entire obstacles and began a new journey for you, full of light and hope. I lifted the weight of anxiety from you, erased the marks of loneliness, and silenced the voices that tried to discredit and shame you. Where all saw an end, I wrote a glorious new beginning. Where they said you were broken, I confirmed that you were chosen for greatness. Where they claimed nothing more was coming, I declared that this is only the first page of a story filled with triumphs and victories. My beloved child, from this day forward, nothing can stop you. What was once closed is now open. What was once forgotten is now remembered and exalted. You are living proof of my transforming power and unchanging love. Walk forward without looking back, for I am with you, guiding every step, preparing every path, and placing before you all that has always been yours by right. The greatness I chose for you is not a distant dream but a reality manifesting now before your eyes and in your heart. Rise, my child, and walk with the certainty that I, your God and Father, am with you until the end of time. For a long time, you carried a burden that seemed immeasurable, a weight that not only affected your body and mind but seeped into every corner of your soul. Yet, it is essential that you understand this truth. I was never limited by what others said or thought about you. The opinions of others never determined your final condition, for they only saw the surface of your struggles, the visible tip of the iceberg you faced in silence. But I saw the whole picture, every piece of the puzzle, every genuine and untouched purpose that resides within you. And that is why today, at this very moment, I place a distinct sign upon your life, a sign that indicates not only perseverance but a complete transformation, an internal revolution that is breaking through the barriers of what you thought was possible. You are not simply the product of your pains, the defeats you tried to hide, or the sleepless nights filled with anguish. Far beyond that, you are the visible manifestation of my intentional restoration. I took the circumstances that were meant to prove your failure and rebuilt them, transforming them into a solid foundation for your glorious revelation. Where others once expected you to remain diminished, I am lifting you up and shaping that humble position into a symbol of distinction, something you will carry to places no one imagined you would reach. This is not a small change, a superficial adjustment, or a temporary fix. It is a total reversal of the conditions that held you back, a new beginning founded on my power and my fundamental justice. My intention is not to diminish anyone but to fulfill the plan I placed within you from the beginning of time, that divine design which by its very nature could not be interrupted. I have freed you from the repeated cycles that tried to convince your spirit that blessings were always for everyone except you. I broke the invisible chains that caused that constant feeling of discouragement, the fear of an end you did not want to face. That end, which once seemed inevitable, has now become the source of my power working in your life. A new, fresh chapter is beginning, without stains from the past, without records of inadequacy or failure. This time begins now, covered by my grace, planted on firm roots, nourished by unlimited provision. In every area where doubt tried to take root within your spirit, I am infusing a deep certainty, an unshakable conviction that transcends your own efforts. When you look at yourself, you will no longer see the flaws, the absences, or the voids. You will see what I have restored, what I have abundantly brought back. Expectation will spring up within you, not as a result of what you can do, but from the fire I have kindled in your heart. Watch closely, for many will be perplexed and try to understand what is happening, but I have always known, and now I have set in motion a new season in your life. The decrees that have been set in motion are powerful and irresistible, charged with my authority in every detail. I have not only heard your spoken words, I understood every silent sigh, every desire you did not have the courage to express, every hidden pain your heart tried to conceal even from itself. I took all of that upon myself and transformed it into what you truly need to move forward. Provision is being released at this moment, and I ask you to prepare your faith not for a small flow, but for a true and sacred flood. What is coming includes healing for old wounds, answers to questions left unresolved, and clarity for a mind that for so long was enveloped in confusion. Do not look at what was missing, but at what now arrives with power and authority. I have not forgotten you, my beloved. I have not lost sight of what I promised. Everything that belongs to you is being sent without delays, and nothing will be able to prevent the arrival of these blessings. Look for signs, not with desperation, but with the certainty that what I have spoken is about to manifest before your eyes. Wait with confidence, not with doubts, because I am generous with my Son and my faithfulness never fails. Your existence has just been touched by a deep favor from my kingdom, a favor so sure that no earthly force can violate it. What you faced for so long, all this time of silent struggle, has been decreed by me to cease now. The tension you carried in your thoughts, the constant weight that accompanied you, the exhaustion of trying to move forward even with the burden on your back, all of this has a limit, and I myself have said it. The deep sadness that visited you on the darkest nights, the uncertainties that clouded your mornings, all of that has found its end in my sovereign decision. I allowed that phase to unfold only for the necessary time for your maturation, so that you could learn what you needed to learn. But now I have closed it, and I guarantee that you will not face the same struggle again. The cycle of repeated challenges has ended for you. What lies before your eyes is not just a reduction in difficulties, but a radical change in all the situations that once opposed your progress. My will is fully affirmed in this new path I have chosen for you. Everything I have prepared has already overcome the obstacles, has been reviewed and confirmed, receiving clear command to advance without pauses, delays, or detours that could shake your faith. I removed the impediments that at times diminished your joy and circumvented the detours that tried to lead you to discouragement and giving up. To all who rose against you, I announce that your time is over. Every force that tried to disturb your peace was confronted and ordered to cease. I spoke to the turmoil inside you and determined calm. That season that seemed endless is coming to an end, not because you fought harder, but because I intervened directly and decided your victorious outcome. This is your moment of liberation, the day everything changes so you can finally experience the full life that has always been reserved for you. Feel within your chest this new hope, this renewed faith, this strength that comes from above to sustain your steps. You will no longer be a prisoner of fear, doubt, or sadness. I am the God who restores, who transforms, who renews. I am the one who never forgets, who never abandons. My love for you is unchanging and my word is firm. From now on, all your paths will be opened and illuminated by my presence. Do not fear the future, for I have already prepared it with wisdom and care. Trust me and let my peace, which surpasses all understanding, guard your heart and your mind. What seemed lost is being found. What seemed broken is being restored. What seemed impossible is becoming reality. This is my gift to you, my beloved Son, a new beginning full of possibilities, a path paved with my blessing and my eternal favor. I, who see beyond what human eyes can perceive, protected your inheritance so that it would reach you pure, whole, and untouched. I did not ignore you in the days of silence. I was shaping your victory with heavenly precision. Every delayed answer was clothed in holiness and prepared not just to meet your expectations, but to exceed them in glory. Now is the moment. Everything has aligned. Every detail has been adjusted, every path straightened, every obstacle removed. And I come, not with soft gestures, but with powerful declarations. What I bring to you will be evident, and even those who do not know your name will say, something new and divine has come to him. Because I did not just open the prison that held you, I shattered its power over you. The past will not require recovery, for I am making all things new. The old pain will no longer rule. The shame that once limited you will be undone, for the new that begins in you carries my seal. Comment, I trust in the love of God, He is my refuge. This is not a slow restoration, it is a complete new beginning. You will retain the wisdom gained through pain, but you will no longer carry its remnants in your soul. The scars will become testimonies, not open wounds. I, the Lord, now remove the weight that once crushed you. That burden is no longer a part of you. For your season of constant struggle has come to an end. Now, I give you freedom, not as a choice to be made, but as a reality to be lived. Moving forward will feel natural, for boldness will rise where hesitation once ruled. Your eyes will see with clarity, your decisions will be guided by wisdom, and unexpected gifts will arise in surprising places. I did not merely destroy what limited you, I erased all evidence that you were ever bound. You will carry no more remnants of sorrow. You are being renewed with living waters flowing directly from my holy place. And what once felt difficult will now be light. Comment, the hand of God lifts me where I used to fall. The strength now within you is not human, it is divine. You have been shaped, restored, and clothed with power that surpasses anything your challenges tried to steal. I return to you what you didn't even know was lost. I revived what you believed was dead. Let this truth reach the deepest parts of your spirit. I have already spoken on your behalf in the Supreme Court of Heaven. The decree has been issued, and no one can revoke it. You no longer need to fight for what is already yours by spiritual right. You don't need to prove anything for me to take care of you. My love has never been dependent on your performance. I do not seek perfection, I seek your heart. I did not wait for you to fit human expectations to move on your behalf. From the beginning, my work in you has been sovereign, untouched by human opinions. What is now unfolding in your life is not a result of human effort, it is the unveiling of what has always been within you, my living presence. This is no longer about performance. This is about truth. This is about identity. This is about who you have always been in my eyes. Comment, I no longer strive to be accepted, for I am known by God. My child, you are not an accident, you are a plan. You were not placed in this world by chance or mistake, but by holy intention. Every detail of your essence was thought out, designed, and written by me. When you let go of the need to prove your worth, I began to prepare the place where only I could reveal who you truly are, not the one others assumed, nor the one life tried to diminish, but the one I dreamed in silence before your birth. This is the time for you to stop chasing after what is already yours. This is the moment to cease the struggle for acceptance, for my approval is enough. You were rejected in many places, forgotten by those who should have loved you, devalued by those who could not see your essence. But I was always there, watching your soul pour itself out, trying to fit into molds that were never yours. Now, I lift from you the weight of having to prove something. And in its place, I put the peace of simply being. You no longer need to chase the light, I am the light, and I have chosen to shine upon you. What I placed inside you is too sacred to be traded for empty acceptance. What I planted in your inner being cannot be diminished by your longing for recognition. That's why some paths were closed, not as punishment, but as preservation. To guard your essence until it could bloom freely. You were not created to compete, but to fulfill. You were not shaped to compare yourself, but to shine according to the plan I designed. Every time a door closed, it was my hand preventing you from losing yourself in the crowd. I preserved your originality for the exact time. My judgment over you is not based on your deeds but on the sacrifice I made out of love. And that is more than enough. No accusation has power over your spirit. No condemnation can define you. I silenced every voice that tried to label you unworthy. And I erased every lie that tried to cover your true identity. Now, my final word rises over you, chosen, beloved, renewed. Child, the past no longer determines your future. You no longer need to ask for permission to live in the fullness I have prepared for you. There are no more spiritual barriers hindering your advance. The door is open. The time has come. You are stepping into a new awareness of what has always been yours by divine decree. Stop striving to be seen. I have always seen you. I was with you in the most silent moments, in the deepest pains, in the tears no one noticed. When your soul cried out, "Does the Lord even notice me?" My answer was, "Yes, I noticed you." And my response came not only in words, but in transformation. I answered you by lifting the invisible. I answered you by restoring the irrecoverable. And now, my child, I send you forth with the strength of one who has been healed, with the freedom of one who has been delivered, with the glory of one who has been chosen. Because what I have prepared for you, no one will be able to stop. And the world will see, through your life, the mark of my eternal love. My child, you no longer need to hide the broken parts of your story. I was never drawn to the polished version of you. I wasn't moved by your flawless moments, I was moved by your surrender. What touched my heart was the way you chose to trust me, even while carrying the weight of wounds and shattered hopes. I saw you when you brought me the pieces of what had been ruined. That is why I chose you, not because you had everything in order, but because you offered me what was undone. What has been decided about you in the highest places has already been sealed, and no human voice can undo what I have confirmed. The struggle to prove your worth is over. You are mine. You belong to me. And that changes everything. You no longer need to chase approval or long for the acceptance of those who never truly saw you. The seal I placed on your life speaks louder than any rejection you faced. Those who once closed their doors on you, who turned their backs and made you believe your presence wasn't necessary, will now become witnesses to what I'm doing in you. This is not about revenge or proving anything. It's about revelation. I am bringing to light what I've long kept hidden within you. And this unveiling is not for earthly applause, it is to fulfill a divine purpose. You do not need to force anything into place or seek recognition. I have prepared the space where your calling will unfold. This is not about urgency. It is about the appointed time. And the appointed time has come. What once seemed dim and distant will now shine with the brilliance of my hand. They tried to define you with shallow labels and place you in boxes that made sense to them. But what I have established in you goes far beyond their understanding. My vision has never been limited by human comprehension. What I am doing in your life is not for display. It is for truth, for substance, for fulfillment. Now is the time when I will make visible the very things others thought would never appear. I am revealing what I've kept hidden, not for entertainment or spectacle, but for complete alignment with your divine assignment. You were shaped in secret, refined in stillness, and purified in solitude. And now is the moment when I show the world how I choose, based not on human standards, but on a heart yielded to me. Your presence in this moment is not coincidence. It is intention. Every step was guided, every delay strategic. When people call it luck, I will know it was my hand. When they try to explain your progress without their help, they will see it was I who moved mountains. You won't need to defend yourself. My acts on your behalf will speak louder than any words ever could. I saw you choose my path when everything around you told you to walk away. I watched your quiet loyalty when no one else was looking. I heard your whispered prayers when your voice barely held strength. I have remembered every hidden sacrifice, every unnoticed act of devotion. And now, it all rises to the surface, not for your glory, but to show that trusting me was never in vain. You will be known, not because you sought attention, but because you stayed faithful when it cost you. Your value is not in performance but in persistence. You are different, not because you blend in, but because I set you apart. And now, the very places that once rejected you will welcome you, not because you demanded entrance, but because I ordained it. You don't need to knock anymore. I've already unlocked the door. What they couldn't understand about you, they will now be unable to ignore. What I'm doing through you is not to compete, but to complete. I am not elevating you to rise above others, but to fulfill a mission uniquely crafted for your soul. Many dismissed what I was doing in you. They called it a phase, an illusion, a fleeting emotion. But what they could not see will now become undeniable proof of my power. And none of this will carry the weight of bitterness. Your joy will be pure, untouched by resentment. I have healed your heart so that when I bless you, nothing will contaminate the moment. You will walk into places they said were impossible, and your presence there will be a declaration of my decision. You won't have to say a word, my favor on your life will speak. This is not about vindication. It's about manifestation. The time of hiding is over. The time of fulfillment is here. And nothing and no one can stop what I've set in motion. Watch closely, my child, for I am moving right before the eyes that once overlooked you. But this isn't to expose their error, it's to prove that my word never returns void. Every promise I made still stands. Every moment of silence had a purpose. What you thought was a delay was me aligning situations with divine precision. What felt like quiet was me orchestrating a masterpiece behind the scenes. I was not late. I was intentional. While you waited, I was completing what needed to be ready. You may have thought I'd forgotten, but I never took my eyes off you. And now, I am revealing the full design. Every piece of your story, even the broken chapters, will be used for my glory. There is no such thing as wasted time when you walk with me. There is only preparation, redemption, and the fulfillment of everything I've spoken over your life. Listen to me, my beloved child, for every moment of silence was, in truth, an act of deep love. What you perceived as delay was actually my hand holding everything in its rightful time, preserving the promise until your heart was strong enough to sustain it. I did not turn away. I did not abandon you. I placed you with precision. Every season of waiting was forming an invisible structure within you, one that now enables you to carry the weight of what I am releasing. If I had answered your cry the moment you asked, you would have received only a portion of the blessing, held by a fragile foundation. But my love for you is too great to allow a partial victory to become your ending. That's why I built in you a firm temple, not just for the manifestation of the promise, but for the abiding of my glory. Every tear, every night of uncertainty, every moment where it felt like nothing was happening, right there, I was. Patiently and quietly raising up a new strength within you. Now, watch how the waiting has fulfilled its purpose. What unfolds today was born from your faithfulness not to give up. You stayed the course even when everything around you seemed to push you away. You listened to my voice whispering gently while others turned away from stillness. Because of this, I will cause to bloom before your eyes what you cultivated in silence. It will be undeniable. What I once hid out of love, I now reveal out of honor. I never dismissed your sincere prayers. On the contrary, I preserved them like rare seeds, waiting for the right soil, the exact climate, the perfect moment. I saw the words spoken against you. I saw the unstable places that could not sustain the weight of what I had prepared. So I hid it. I protected you. I closed doors. I blocked access. Not as punishment, but to preserve a holy promise. While I prepared what was ahead, I was shaping you too, my precious one. This new season doesn't begin simply because time has passed, but because you are now prepared. My actions are never random, they are exact, timely, and intentional. I didn't interrupt your journey, I preserved its purest essence. Perhaps you believed that my silence meant nothing was happening, but in reality, I was moving every piece behind the scenes with firm and loving hands. Now I am pulling back the veil. Everything that once felt distant or impossible begins to take form. This is the exact moment, the eternal instant I planned before the foundation of the world. And you are standing inside it. You are not late, my child. You have arrived precisely on time, for a sacred purpose that required this refined version of yourself. The version who chose to wait, who decided to trust, who abandoned haste and embraced my timing. You, who endured the absence of applause, who walked forward even when no one acknowledged your steps, are now being repositioned with authority. Where there was once opposition, there will now be recognition. Where your voice was once silenced, there will now be a manifestation of my power through your life. I am not merely returning what was unjustly taken, I am multiplying it. I am adding honor where shame once lived. I am pouring out grace where there was lack. This is not just a return, it is a restoration with double portion. You will not exit this season diminished. You will emerge renewed, whole, with your identity restored and your calling made clear to all. I am orchestrating the events of your life in such a way that it will be impossible not to see my hand in every detail. Do not grieve over what could have been. Rejoice in what is now unfolding before you. The new is not approaching, it has already arrived. And it is yours. And in this new season, no resistance will be strong enough to stop what I have released. Not because you are flawless, but because of your surrender. You see, I do not choose as the world chooses. I do not look at appearances or status. I choose hearts that are willing. And yours said yes, even in sacrifice, even in loneliness, even in pain. That quiet yes reached heaven. And now, I am connecting your life to a work of deep significance, something that will not only transform your journey but will touch lives you don't even know yet. You may not fully understand it now, but the impact of what I will do through you will be eternal. You are part of something far greater than yourself. You responded to my call when no one saw. Now, all will witness what only I could see in you. Let this truth live in you and transform you. Walk lightly, knowing your name is written into a divine plan that cannot be undone. Carry this light. Share this fire. Reach others with the same tenderness with which I reached you. Return to this sacred place whenever you long to hear more, for there is more I desire to reveal. My spirit will guide you with clarity. My words will give you direction. My love will be your strength. The next step is already before you. Your story is shifting quickly, and my peace rests upon you as you move forward. My child, this is the season when heaven moves on your behalf, because your quiet faith has touched the heart of the one who never forgets a promise. Trust. Walk. Receive. For what I have prepared, no one can stop. I hope this message has been an inspiration to you. If it touched your heart, write Amen in the comments and share it with someone who also needs to hear this word. I invite you to click on the first comment, where you will find a special prayer and a suggestion to strengthen your spiritual journey. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to receive more inspiring content like this. See you tomorrow.